From luck to legacy, something far bigger than coincidence is happening right now in your life, Leo. A 100-year cosmic phenomenon is unfolding, and whether you realize it or not, you are standing at the door of your destiny. If you've landed here today, it's not by accident. The universe has placed this message in front of you because you are ready to hear it. Welcome to Eternal Mindfulness. This is more than just a horoscope. This is a deeply intuitive reading for Leo, meant to guide you through an extraordinary window of opportunity. Something rare, powerful, and deeply aligned is swirling around you right now, a luck storm that only appears once every century. And guess what? You're right at the center of it. Leo, can you feel it? That subtle tension in the air? That sense that something big is coming, but you can't quite name it? That's not anxiety, it's activation. A sacred blend of astrological alignments, solar energy surges, and numerological patterns is converging on your chart in this very moment. The universe is creating a portal for change, and you, beloved Leo, are standing in front of it with the key in your hand. Right now, you are being asked to choose. Will you continue looping through the same familiar cycles, or will you step into a brand new chapter where money flows with ease, love finds you without force, and your purpose rises like fire through your voice, your work, and your presence? This reading isn't just about predictions. It's about remembering who you really are: a divine creator, a light carrier, a leader by design. You're not here to survive fate. You're here to shape it. So take a breath. Settle into your heart. Because if you're still watching, this isn't just a video for you. This is a mirror. And the message coming through today is one your soul has been whispering for years. Let me ask you, Leo, what inner signal led you here? Was it a dream you've been ignoring? A number you keep seeing? A synchronicity that feels too exact to ignore? If any of this resonates, don't scroll away. Comment below. I'm Leo and I'm ready to change my destiny. Because when you speak it, you claim it. You activate the energetic channel between you and the miracles already lining up for you. And before we dive deeper into this sacred message, allow me to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude. Thank you for being here. Every like, every comment, every subscription isn't just support, it's energy. It's what keeps this channel alive, and what allows Eternal Mindfulness to continue bringing you messages that don't just entertain, but transform. And trust me, dear Leo, you'll want to stay with me until the very last second of this reading. What the universe is about to reveal will not only surprise you, it might change everything. So let's begin. Your destiny isn't waiting. It's already calling. From the moment we first opened our hearts to change, we unknowingly entered into an agreement with the universe, one that promises that everything we lose will one day return to us in a different, more evolved form. This part of the reading is not just about someone or something coming back into your life. It's about recognizing the wisdom of cycles, the gentle echo of karma, and the exquisite intelligence of timing. When the Six of Cups appears alongside the Ace of Pentacles and the World, it speaks of a bridegroom, but now dereformed. This is a moment. Often we fear the past because we think it's unfinished, unresolved, or worse, irreparable. But what if the past reappears not to test us, but to reward us? What if its return is not a burden, but a blessing? The Ace of Pentacles reminds us that abundance doesn't always arrive dressed in the new. It sometimes wears the clothing of a familiar face, an old idea, a long-lost connection. But underneath that appearance, the vibration is completely renewed. The person, the opportunity, the insight, it comes back because you are different now. And because of that, it finally fits. Energetically, this moment coincides with a rare crossing of universal patterns where Leo's solar energy meets the reflective pull of ancestral memory. It's a cosmic dialogue between your inner child and your future self. The Six of Cups does not ask you to regress. It asks you to reclaim something that once brought you joy but now has the power to bring you wisdom. The World card, in this context, shows that your soul has completed a lesson. The spiral of growth has come full circle, and now you are ready to receive, not from neediness or nostalgia, but from grounded maturity. This idea aligns with a deeper understanding often reflected in ancient teachings, that nothing is truly lost. What departs merely shifts form until you're aligned enough to meet it again with clearer eyes, a stronger heart, and less attachment. The loss, then, becomes the preparation. The delay, the blessing. You're not being haunted by your past, you're being handed the final key to complete a long spiritual equation. In stillness, we realize that our most significant breakthroughs often arrive wrapped in memories. The numerological resonance of 6 adds another layer of grace to this energy. In its higher vibration, 6 is the number of harmony, healing, and service. It symbolizes a return to balance, and more importantly, the courage to receive after a long season of giving. If someone or something returns to your life during this window, don't rush to judge it with the mind. Feel into it with the body. Ask yourself, is this here to chain me, or to liberate me? The truth is, you're not being asked to decide with logic alone. You're being invited to listen deeply to the wisdom of your own evolution. The law of attraction doesn't send back what you want, it sends back what you're finally ready to hold. And sometimes, what we're ready to hold now is the very thing we had to let go of before so it could return to us cleaner, wiser, more aligned. So, if your heart stirs as you listen, if a face or memory rises to the surface, trust that this is no accident. Maybe this is your cue. Maybe the universe is whispering, you're ready now. And if you are, share it in the comments. What have you lost that you now feel strong enough to welcome back? Because remember, what comes back to you now, comes back because of who you've become. When financial energy aligns in a chart with the strength of the Sun trining Jupiter in the 2nd house, something remarkable stirs beneath the surface of your daily life. It's not just about money showing up, it's about value being realigned. And in this moment, Leo, that value is you. The universe doesn't reward effort for the sake of action, it responds to internal alignment, clarity of worth, and the quiet power of a decision made in full integrity. This section of the reading is not about fantasy wealth or passive wishful thinking. It's about recognizing that abundance is not a prize, it is a reflection. And right now, that reflection is starting to shine back toward you. The appearance of the 10 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and the Star tells a story of sudden yet solid gain, material, yes, but deeply meaningful. These are not random windfalls. These are the harvests of seeds you may have planted months or even years ago, in moments when no one else could see the effort. Perhaps even you had stopped believing it would amount to anything. But growth often happens underground, in silence, where the light hasn't reached yet. And when the time is right, the breakthrough is instant because everything beneath the surface was already prepared. There's a deep teaching echoed in universal wisdom. When the right causes are in place, the results arrive not as miracles, but as natural consequence. This moment in your journey isn't asking for more hustle. It's asking for a cleaner, wiser relationship with what you already know is possible. Your chart is illuminated by the fire of your ruling planet and expanded by Jupiter's optimistic guidance. So ask yourself honestly, what would it look like to truly receive? Not because you need permission, not because you've suffered enough, but because you are finally ready to act from knowing, not needing. The star reminds us that faith isn't just hope, it's clarity that stillness creates. From a practical perspective, this is the ideal moment to reset your money mindset. Not in theory, but on paper. Write down 3 financial intentions for the next 30 days, not just more money, but actual experiences you want that money to facilitate. Do you want to feel more secure? Give more to your family? Invest in your growth? Be honest. Then write down one action today, even if it's small, that honors that intention. Abundance doesn't start when the money comes in. It starts when you take aligned action without fear of lack. Golden, yellow, and turquoise are your lucky colors during this window. Golden yellow energizes circulation both in your body and your financial life. It symbolizes vitality, visibility, and worth. Turquoise activates higher-level thinking and intuitive planning. It helps you connect ideas to action, and action to results. If you can, wear these colors, meditate with them, or simply visualize them surrounding your heart center when making financial decisions. So let me ask you something from a place of loving curiosity. What would you do if tomorrow morning, a large, unexpected amount of money landed in your account with no conditions, no strings, and no guilt? Not just what you'd spend it on, but how you'd carry yourself. That version of you, that grounded, free, clear-minded version, is already accessible. You don't need to wait for money to arrive in order to step into that energy. The more you live like that person now, the more easily the material catches up. Leave a comment below and tell me, what would you do with an unexpected blessing? Speak it not as a fantasy, but as a reality you are now preparing to receive. Because this door isn't about luck, it's about timing. And Leo, it's opening for you. Love, when viewed through the lens of cosmic timing, isn't just something we stumble into, it's something we gradually align with. And in this moment, Leo, the cards reveal a deep invitation into emotional clarity and sacred partnership. The presence of the Two of Cups, the Lovers, and the Queen of Cups suggests that you're not only opening your heart to someone new or deepening a current connection, but more importantly, you're learning to meet love from a higher level of awareness. This isn't about fantasy or idealism, this is about emotional presence, and the courage it takes to be fully seen. Whether you are currently single or already in a relationship, this phase brings forth the same core question: can you love with more honesty, and can you receive love without conditions? Real love doesn't rush. It doesn't need to convince. What it needs is space to see the other clearly, and space to be seen. The Two of Cups often arrives when the connection is mutual, magnetic, and quietly transformative. It's not just attraction, it's recognition. Someone may be entering or re-enter into your life now who doesn't just match your energy, but reflects it back to you in a way that helps you grow. For those in partnership, this is a chance to shift from emotional survival to emotional collaboration. The Queen of Cups asks you to tune in, not just to your own needs, but to the underlying emotional current of your connection. Are you both being fed not just through passion, but through mutual healing, safety, and creative co-visioning? When the lovers appears, it always brings a crossroads. You may find yourself choosing between old patterns and new maturity, between projecting ideals and showing up as you are. From a cosmic perspective, this shift happens because Venusian energies are harmonizing with your chart right now, and emotional intuition is heightened. It's a sacred moment to become more aware of how you give and receive love. But from another angle, one that echoes ancient teachings, love is also where attachment is most tested. We often seek in another what we feel is missing within. Yet true connection doesn't complete us. It reflects the part of us that was always whole but forgotten. The more we grasp, the more it slips. The more we soften into presence, the more love finds its way in naturally. This is where intention becomes powerful. I encourage you, if you're seeking love or renewal in your current relationship, to write a letter to your future beloved, even if you've never met them. Not a wish list. A letter. Speak as if you're already sharing life together. What does your day feel like beside them? What do you admire in their way of being? How does your presence support theirs? In doing this, you're not chasing a person. You're embodying the vibration that makes room for them. And if you're already partnered, write to the future version of your connection. What qualities are you both nurturing? What kind of safety, joy, and purpose are you building together? This isn't manifestation in the magical sense, it's an alignment of values, clarity, and emotional readiness. The more you become the kind of partner you hope to attract or grow with, the more quickly the outer experience adjusts. So let me ask you now, do you sense someone reaching for you, even silently? Someone whose thoughts are brushing against yours in quiet moments? If so, let it be known. Drop their initials, or simply a yellow heart, in the comments. This isn't about exposing vulnerability, it's about affirming connection. Because when it comes to love, Leo, your heart isn't just a fire. It's a compass. And right now, it's pointing you somewhere beautifully real. Fear often disguises itself as caution, as logic, even as responsibility, but when we look deeper, it becomes clear that fear is most dangerous not when it screams, but when it whispers. And right now, Leo, the cards are asking you to listen carefully. The Tower reversed, the Devil, and Seven of Cups come together like an alarm bell wrapped in illusion. This moment in your journey is pivotal, not because something bad is coming, but because something great is. And the only thing that could block it is you. There are turning points in life that don't look like turning points at all. They often appear as hesitation, as, "I'll wait until it's clearer," or, "I'm not ready yet." But what if the truth is that clarity comes after the leap, not before? The Tower, in its reversed form, is not about external destruction. It's about internal resistance, those quiet cracks in our comfort zone that we refuse to look at because they threaten the illusion of control. But just as a building must be stripped of what no longer serves before it can be rebuilt stronger, our own lives demand the same courage. Not chaos, clarity through surrender. The Devil card here is not warning of evil, it is revealing bondage, the kind we create when we chain ourselves to stories like, "I always mess up, I'm not smart enough, this opportunity isn't for someone like me." These thoughts don't come from truth. They come from fear wearing the mask of self-protection. And yet, we hold on to them, because ironically, they feel safer than the unknown. But holding on to false safety is the very thing that keeps real abundance, love, and success at arm's length. The Seven of Cups completes the message. It tells us we have options, but not all options are created equal. And in moments of overwhelm, the mind tends to reach for the familiar, even when the familiar has hurt us before. That's why your practice now is discernment, not avoidance. Instead of asking, which path is easiest, ask, which path aligns with who I'm becoming? That shift alone moves you from fear-based decision-making into conscious creation. From a cosmic perspective, the energy surrounding you now is charged with high potential. But the gateway is narrow. It does not allow fear and doubt to walk through with you. You have to choose what you carry forward. And that choice is your power. This is where action becomes healing, not because action guarantees success, but because it breaks the spell of paralysis. You don't need to wait for fear to disappear before you move. Movement itself weakens fear's grip. One simple practice you can try: write down the one fear or belief that has the strongest hold on you right now. Be honest. Then, safely burn or shred the paper, visualizing the weight being released from your system. This isn't superstition, it's symbolic clarity. It's the same logic behind untying a knot before you can pull the thread through. There's a powerful teaching that says what you resist will persist, but what you understand, you can transform. And that's what this moment offers. You are not being punished for your past hesitation. You are being shown how strong you've become in spite of it. The question is no longer, can you do this? The question is, will you allow yourself to? So take a breath. Feel the old stories rise. And then choose again. Affirm gently to yourself: I am not afraid of the future. I create it daily through faith and action. Repeat it as often as needed, not to convince yourself, but to remind the part of you that already knows it's true. Because the breakthrough you seek is already near. The only thing left is for you to believe you deserve it and to say yes when it arrives. There are moments in life when the path no longer forks outward but inward. When you no longer ask, what should I do, but instead, who am I becoming if I choose this? This is that moment, Leo. A moment where your chart is ignited with momentum, purpose, and willpower, a rare alignment of internal fire and external opportunity. The appearance of the Emperor, the Magician, and the Knight of Swords isn't just symbolic of action. It's a cosmic spotlight on your leadership potential, your vision, and your ability to move from clarity, not chaos. The Emperor offers stability, but not rigidity. He shows up when it's time to step into the authority of your own life, to stop waiting for external permission and instead become the architect of your own future. In astrology, this energy mirrors the Aries-Mars archetype, the inner warrior, the self-led visionary. But the Emperor doesn't lead from impulse. He leads with grounded precision. And that's exactly what's being asked of you now. Not just to dream big, but to structure that dream into form. There is a time for flow, and there is a time for direction. This is a time for direction. Right alongside him, the Magician appears not to dazzle, but to remind you that everything you need is already within reach. Your skills, your voice, your timing, it's all present, even if still in raw form. What's been missing is not capacity, but conviction. The Magician bridges vision with will. He represents the sacred transition from knowing you're capable to acting as though you are. And when this card appears with the Knight of Swords, the message becomes unmistakable. The window is open now. Movement is not just favored, it's required. Yet, stepping into a leadership role, especially when it comes to your life's work, is not about ego. It's about service. One of the deepest teachings reminds us that true strength is not measured by how many follow you, but by how deeply you are aligned with your purpose, regardless of who notices. There is a kind of discipline born not from striving, but from clarity. The Knight of Swords cuts through distraction. He doesn't move because he's in a rush, moves because he has stopped hesitating. This is the energy you are being asked to embody. Not later. Not when it's perfect. Now. As a self-practice, take a moment to write out a vivid description of your ideal professional life, not the title or the salary, but how it feels to live a day in that reality. What does your space look like? How are you using your voice? Who do you serve? Then, choose one simple but concrete action you can take in the next 30 days to begin inhabiting that vision. Maybe it's applying for a role, enrolling in a class, reaching out to someone whose work inspires you. Don't let the scale of your dream convince you to delay it. Remember, the magician began with one tool, the will to begin. Color can be a powerful activator during this time. Wear or meditate with deep wine red when you need to tap into decisiveness, and silver gray when you're clarifying strategy or communicating big ideas. These colors don't hold magic in themselves, theory reminders, visual affirmations that you are capable of blending intuition with logic, passion with presence. So I ask you now, if you had to name your mission in one word, just one, what would it be? Share it in the comments. Say it aloud. Write it on your mirror. Not to prove anything to the world, but to remind yourself what this moment is about. Because life isn't just asking you what you want, it's waiting for you to declare it. Not with noise, but with calm, unstoppable action. If you're still here, Leo, it means this message has found a home in you. And more than that, it means you've already begun to feel the tremble of this once-in-a-century luck storm stirring something awake inside you. That inner knowing, the part of you that hears beyond the noise, already understands. You can't go back to the way things were. Not because the past was a failure, but because your future is finally ready for you. The door is open. The energy is rising. The signs are clear. The universe has turned on the green light, but it's you who has to hit the accelerator. So I ask you, not just as an astrologer or guide, but as someone who truly believes in your power, will you wait and hope, or will you act and create? Will you let hesitation have the final word, or will you speak louder with your choices? You don't need to be fearless to move forward. You only need to be willing. Because when you take even the smallest step in the direction of your destiny, life meets you with momentum. But if you wait for the perfect moment, the moment will pass and you'll look back knowing the opportunity was yours all along. So take a moment to pause. Feel this message settle into your chest. Then ask yourself honestly, am I choosing delay, or am I choosing the destiny I know I was born to live? Will I let a little fear rob me of the abundance, love, and purpose that's already reaching for me? You already know the answers. And your heart is ready to follow through. If this reading spoke to you even in just one part, invite you to mark this moment. In the comments below, write. Backhand index pointing right, I am Leo and I open my heart to receive all the fortune meant for me. Let it be a declaration, a turning point, a quiet rebellion against the old story that said you had to settle. Let this be the moment your fire speaks. And if you felt seen in this reading, if you found truth or clarity in even one sentence, please like the video, subscribe to Eternal Mindfulness, and share this message with someone who needs it. Not because it helps the channel grow, but because it keeps the light moving forward. You never know who's waiting to hear exactly what you just heard. Leo, your flame was never meant to flicker in silence. It was born to blaze through darkness, not just for you, but for those still learning how to rise. So rise. Speak. Act. Choose. And don't just walk through the door of destiny, stride through it like the force of nature you are. Because it's not the world that's been waiting. It's been you, waiting on your own permission. Now go live like you mean it.